for 7 hours. It's 2025. So yeah. But you know what? Look at this freaking sunrise. Good morning. I'm gonna try to go back to sleep because why should I ruin my sleep over this?
So this woman is absolutely crashing out because the guy she matched with on a dating app ghosted her after they talked on the phone for 7 hours. 7 hours. First off, let's be real. If you can talk to someone you barely know for 7 hours, you don't sound like a potential girlfriend. You sound like a telemarketer with too much free time. Here's the thing. She thought she was locking him in, that pouring out her life story over one marathon call was going to seal the deal. Wrong. All she did was unload her baggage for free. And when men get the whole therapy session experience before even meeting you, they already know, yeah, I don't need this in my life. Ghost mode activated. But instead of reflecting, instead of asking why did I overshare with a complete stranger, she wants to cry about how he wasted her time. Newsflash, you wasted your own time. No man told you to play desperate hotline counselor for 7 hours. That was all you. And let's not forget, she thought the match meant something. Modern dating apps are like clearance racks, a lot of options, but nothing of real value. Yet she convinced herself this was the guy. Then he did what most men do when they sense chaos. He dipped. That's not his fault. That's just called self-preservation.
Majority of men in America earn less than $80,000 a year, meaning that majority of men in America are average earners. Majority of households in America are two-income households. So yes, you know what that means? It means that you are likely going to have to get with an average earning man, and together you guys are going to build and accumulate wealth together. That is what lots of successful, happy married couples have done. That is not promoting struggle love. That is reality. I'm sorry, I'm going to continue to preach about reality because Shira has many of you living in a fictional narrative where there are enough rich men to go around and one of them is just going to come and swoop you off your feet and pay all of your bills. I'm sorry. Stop looking for a savior in a man.
There's not enough rich men to go around, but there's enough men around to get rich with. Keep preaching.
So I folded and I got Hinge Plus today, let me tell you, because normal Hinge, I feel like, is just giving me a bad bunch. They're hiding all the hot people behind the paywall. But today I went through the paywall and I realized my type just sucks.
I love this. Love when people have to come to terms with an algorithm that shows you people your actual level of.
That was a hot mess inside a dumpster fire, inside a train wreck.
I don't know why I'm crying. Maybe because I'm just so sick of dating. I want to be real. I think I have been stood up this year about 10 times. Being ghosted probably about 60, 70 times on Hinge, Tinder, all of them. Yeah, and it's at that point where it's so exhausting. Like, the rejection is just too much now. And the thing is, you're meant to keep trying and trying and trying. And the more rejection you get, the more harder it gets. But you still tell yourself, just one more time, just one more time. And it's just like, it starts to get more and more evident that you're not going to meet someone, or someone's not going to give you that opportunity because they think they can do better, or they just didn't really like you when they were bored. Like, there's really no hope for, like, single people. And I get there's girls out there that are like 22 and they go through the same thing, but you guys have the rest. You have all your 20s and your early 30s, and when it's like you get to a certain point in your 30s and you're like, oh, this is really not going to happen, and it just sucks, and it's like exhausting, you know. I don't know. Does anyone else feel like this?
This woman is literally crying on camera because she feels defeated. According to her, her dating life has crumbled. She says men have stood her up 10 times this year and ghosted her too. 10 times. At some point, you've got to stop blaming men and start asking yourself, maybe it's you. See, women like this love to play the victim. Oh, men are so cruel. Oh, I just can't catch a break. Meanwhile, she's ignoring the fact that the common denominator in every failed date, every ghosting, every no-show is her. Men aren't running away for no reason. They're running because they see the red flags waving before the appetizers even hit the table. And let's be honest, if you've been stood up 10 times in 1 year, that's not bad luck. That's a pattern. That's men seeing enough during the talking stage to decide, you know what? I'd rather stay home with Netflix than deal with this headache. Ouch, but true. But instead of self-reflection, she's on social media asking her fellow sisters if they feel the same. Of course they'll say yes. Misery loves company, and nothing bonds modern women together like blaming men for their own bad choices. Accountability? Never heard of it. Here's the bottom line. Men aren't the problem. Her standards, her behavior, and her attitude are the problem. Until women like her stop crying online and start looking in the mirror, the ghosting will continue. 10 times this year. At this rate, she'll hit 20 before Christmas.
Sassy male apocalypse is really funny until we need to find husbands. Only 1 in 3 men under the age of 30 are in a relationship, whereas 2 in 3 women are in a relationship. How is this possible? Women are dating older. If you have 50 men on Tinder and 50 women on Tinder, 46 of the women will give all of their attention to 4 men. On Tinder, a man of average attractiveness has to swipe 200 times to get 1 swipe back for coffee. And if the coffee date happens, 4 out of 5 of those said coffees will ghost him. The men who are rejected at that rate indulge in more misogynistic content online and pornography. I begin to think about my brothers or my future sons. And the reality, the current situation is men are not doing well. And who wants economically and emotionally viable men the most? Women.
What's crazy to me is that this difference between what young women experience and what young men experience in dating and in relationships today is that it's just skimmed over. It's like, oh, we both have it really bad. And yeah, men have it worse, a little worse. But guys, let's be real. Just based on these statistics alone, men have it way worse than women when it comes to dating. In general, I don't think that people, especially young women, do a good job at putting themselves in young men's shoes. Because what I've seen is that there is a total lack of empathy when it comes to this issue. For example, when the loneliness epidemic was first being talked about in young men, women bashed men. They blamed men for the issue. And then women wonder why they can't find a good husband. Well, it's because when they were younger, in their 20s, and they were going through this, they just decided to stay single and build their empire.
So apparently we're living in the sassy male apocalypse. You've probably heard the phrase, right? But let me break it down for you. It's not actually an apocalypse. It's just a man who refuses to let himself be disrespected by random women. That's it. That's the whole story. See, the second a man claps back, sets a boundary, or, God forbid, demands respect, suddenly it's toxic masculinity, or he's sassy. No, sweetheart. That's called not being your emotional punching bag. That's called being a man who values himself. But in modern dating, that apparently qualifies as the end of the world. The funny part is, women begged for this. For years, they said, we want men with standards. We want men with boundaries. We want men with emotional intelligence. Then when those men show up and actually hold women accountable, they panic. Suddenly it's the apocalypse because you can't just disrespect him freely. Please, the real apocalypse isn't men saying, nah, I'm not tolerating your nonsense. The real apocalypse is women realizing they no longer hold all the power. Men woke up, saw through the manipulation, and decided they'd rather walk away than play the fool. And that terrifies them. So call it what you want, sassy male apocalypse, toxic, problematic. But the truth is, it's just men refusing to be doormats anymore. And guess what? That's not the end of the world. That's the beginning of balance.
If you're between the ages of 35 to 40s, in your 40s, and you're single, stop scrolling. Is it just me, or is every man in their, 40s that you're trying to date traumatized? I'm not out here trying to fix somebody. I already fixed myself. I feel like every guy that I've met or that I'm trying to date or that it's trying to, get to know has somehow been traumatized. Traumatized from their divorce, traumatized from their mommy issues, traumatized from I don't know what. But where are the good guys? Where are the guys that are healed and normal and not bald? I don't know. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with being bald, but if you can pull it off and you shave your head, then that's one thing. But if you're trying to hold on to dear life, no, please stop. I'm starting to think that I'm so healed that I'm not willing to deal with any bullshit anymore. Like, I don't know. All the guys are like, I don't know. Am I the only one out here suffering? Am I the only one out here with this problem? Can somebody let me know? Also, if you want me to continue on with this and, I don't know, let's start a series, let me know.
So here we go again. Another woman over 40, sitting there wondering if it's just her attracting traumatized men. Then she asks the classic question, where are the good guys? Oh, the irony. Here's the thing. The good guys were around in your 20s. They were ready. They were interested. They were looking for something real. But you weren't looking for good guys back then, were you? You were chasing excitement, drama, the so-called bad boys. Now, 2 decades later, you're shocked that those same men are either married, moved on, or simply don't want to deal with a woman carrying baggage the size of a cargo ship. It's not that men over 40 are traumatized. It's that they're experienced. They've seen the games. They've been through divorce court. They've lost houses and kids to family law, and they know the risks. You call that trauma? Men call it wisdom. And with that wisdom, they're not signing up for more chaos, especially with someone who ignored them when they had everything to give. And let's be brutally honest here. At 40 plus, it's not the men who are traumatized. It's the women who are realizing the game is over.
Well, that's the end of the video, man. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, man, if you like the content. Until next time, it's the Modern Man Experience. I'm out of here. Peace.